It's 11 o'clock.
Hello. It's nice to be back live on the channel with you all. Yeah, as you all know, it's Adekunle Adewumi right here. And this is Kate Inspires, a community of young people who come together to inspire themselves on a daily, weekly basis. And then the goal is simple: how to combine the place of purpose alongside with finance. That is, how do I become fulfilled in terms of purpose and also make sure that I also become financially free? Because like I always say on this channel, if you fulfill purpose, if you become fulfilled in terms of purpose and you're not financially free, you are going to be frustrated when the demands of financial obligations begins to eat hard on you. And if you are financially free and you don't feel fulfilled in terms of purpose, the likelihood of you being depressed at the end of the day are high. Why? Because you know that you are more than this. What you've given to the world is less than what is actually embedded in you. So, in a bid to balance this place of purpose and the place of finance, that is why Kate Inspires was bettered. So, we as a community can inspire ourselves to become the very best version of ourselves, to become that person, that human that can fulfill the purpose for which he or she was created. And while doing so, make sure we also become financially free, so that in the place of purpose, lack of finance will not make us get frustrated. And while we have money, we have the right mindset, knowing the best things, the right things to do with the money at hand. So, welcome again. If you are just joining us for the first time, I would like you to please subscribe to the channel and also share with every other person in your community. If you are a returning subscriber, it's nice to have you back again. It's nice to know that you are enjoying what we do here, and then we appreciate you for also being with us at all times. Please also do well to share with those in your community. Let's build the community and have more people who are inspired come together and charge ourselves to become better. So we will just continue with the series we've started about 2 weeks ago, and then which is talking about power of leverage. In the first series, we did a brief introduction on what leverage is all about, and we did an illustration. If you have not seen that, please you need to go back to that video and check out. That's a starting point of the power of leverage. That's the part one. And in the part two, we spoke about how leverage becomes a lever for you. In the part one, we spoke about how leverage can help you get beyond what your age can get you. And in part two, we spoke extensively about how leverage can act as a lever for you and help you achieve more results than you naturally achieve. Get things done faster than your mates will have gotten it done. Get results faster and better than your natural skills, your normal advantage would have helped made available for you. And then while rounding up last week's session, we spoke about how can I identify those things that are like my leverage points, those things I can leverage on to become the very best version of myself, so that I can fulfill purpose and I can become financially free. And it was more about you not just fulfilling purpose, but fulfilling your purpose in due time and also become financially free in due time. Like I always tell people, becoming a millionaire, making your first million at age 80 is not really a testimony. Why? Because you have little time left to make more of such millions, and you have little time left to even enjoy those millions of yours in your account. And but if you have done that at as early as 25, as early as 30, you would be able to pursue so much. You'll be able to make so much impact on planet Earth. Why? Because you have the financial resources to make it happen. So leverage, we want to look at how leverage can help us become financially free earlier and also begin to pursue our purpose earlier. Because if I have strength now and because of financial distractions, I cannot make impact, I cannot give value. By the time I get much more older and I'm better financially secured, my natural body, my physical fitness might not permit me to do so much more than I would have done when I was much more younger. So, in a bid to do this, we need to discover those things that we can begin to leverage on, those things that we can begin to act upon, that we can begin to build on to become people of purpose and also become financially free. Like leverage is the person's shoulder upon whom I can stand to see further than that person is saying. one shoulder on whom I can stay to see better, to get better results than I would have naturally gotten if I'm on the ground floor. So what are those things I can leverage on? How do I identify them? Your leverage can be as simple as a gift. So prior to this teaching, I was on social media yesterday, I think on X in particular, and then I saw a story that caught my attention, just a short thread that caught my attention, and it was a thread about a popular Nigerian artist, and then it's I just saw two pictures, a now picture of that person and a former picture of that person. So an old picture of that person and a present picture of that person. And the present picture looks way better than that person, a female artist to be precise. And then the first picture where she was dressing more corporate, where she was looking more business oriented, where she was looking more fit, more orderly, ready to get things done as one who wants to, who aspires to do well in life. It's looking way more unlike it than the picture where she's just casually dressed and she just had a simple photo shoot, which is a recent one. And then the part that caught my attention was that while in the old picture, when she was marketing for some companies and all that, while and then she was in a gathering, in a conference, so to say, where they were being taught about some of those things they were dealing with. And then why she was doing that just less than 5 years ago, why she was doing that, she was putting in all her effort. She was waking up early, getting back late at night, and then doing all she can just to make money and then live a better life for herself. Always having to dress corporate. You know, you have to get up early in the morning just so you can be your best, have your best look at work. Sorry. And then that was the picture I saw. And then while she was doing that, it was obvious from the picture that this person was not financially doing okay. Financially, this person is not it, even though she is laboring. But now, this newer picture where she is more relaxed, she has, it's obvious that things have turned around better financially. And beyond that, it is certain that this person is feeling more fulfilled in terms of purpose with what she's doing now, that is bringing her better financial results than what she was doing then, which was she was doing passionately and with so much commitment and was not getting results. Then it occurred to me while going through that thread that this artist of ours that we are using as a case study this morning got a gift. No, not even got a gift. Our brother, our elder brother, immediate elder brother, got a gift from their dad before a separation between the parents and all that. So because our elder brother got a gift, which is more like a guitar, and then she being one who has a good voice, she and her brother will always use their first room, their own room, their own room in their mother's place as their own live stage. So the brother plays while she sings. So she was busy performing from a tender age, while her brother, who was practicing the guitar, was using her to his own rehearsals. It's not surprising that few years later, that same young girl who was performing in her room, just she and her brother doing their thing, just feeling themselves because of a gift they got from the brother got from his dad, is now performing on the world stage, doing the same thing she is doing with a bigger audience. Why was this possible, or how did this become so easy for her to do? I wouldn't say easy like easy, but what made it easy for her to have gotten that done? She got a gift, or her brother got a gift, which they leveraged on and used that to perfect whatever she was going to do on the long run. So it was not something that came easy. Of course, she would have gone through trainings and all that, but because there is a gift that she got, that the brother got, that made it easy for them to do what? For them to go do all forms of performance while even in their room. Imagine the brother didn't get that gift, Or imagine she didn't have a brother who was interested in that musical line too. What would have been? She might have been long discouraged from music probably 2 decades ago. Probably a decade ago, she would have even forgotten anything that has to do with music. Why? Because that gift was never there. And because that guitar gift isn't there, it is not helping her connect in any way to what? To music. But because of that singular gift, she kept practicing, kept doing what she was doing with it, kept doing other things. But because of that gift, it was easy for her to stay on that line till she hit the limelight. So it could just be a gift that could be a leverage for you. I remember a couple of years ago, I got a gift, and then I've been trying to do a couple of things on the system, and then I got this particular gift, and then that gift kind of, I would say that gift turned around my whole financial journey. It also turned around my whole speaking journey. Why? Because before then I've been doing some right things here and there, but it has not been easy because I had a laptop, but then it was bogus, the battery wasn't sustainable and all that. So it's always difficult for me to quickly drop my content. Like the way it is boiling in my head, it's difficult for me to quickly drop it and then get going with it. But then I got this gift, and then ever since I got that gift, that laptop gift became about the best gift I've gotten in recent times. Not because I didn't have a laptop, but because one, this one is more compact. Two, this one is the battery lasts longer. Three, it is easy for me to move around, very light. And four, it moves at a even faster pace than the other one I had, which was bulkier. Because of that singular gift, I've been able to turn out different designs, 4 different designs on my social media platform. I'm able to upgrade all my social media platforms almost at once, at anywhere, without being discouraged. So I could be traveling anywhere, and with this singular device, it works even for me better than my phone. And then I can quickly create my content and post. I can at anywhere go live like I am doing right now, even with this device. Why? Because of that gift. When I didn't have this particular one, it was always difficult for me to want to go live. Why? Because I'm not sure if there will be electrical power wherever I am at the moment. Two, I was not sure if the device I want to use will be up. Three, I was not sure if the internet connection will be good. I was not sure what was going to be happening. I was not sure if my phone will be it. But because I have this gift, it's easier for me to say, okay, on Wednesday I will be live by so time. Why? Because I know all I need to do is make sure that this particular laptop is well charged a day before, because it can serve me for another 12, 15 hours. And once that is done, I'm sure I'm good to go for the day. And I can create all manners of content and still come live. And after this live session, do other coaching activities online with some other private client, and then still be fine. Why? Because I have a gift. If I didn't have this gift, I will have all these ideas in my head. I'll have all this content in my head. But because something is missing, because there's a missing piece, I won't be able to do as much as I am doing right now. Why? The power of leverage. A gift, you might want to look around. Is there a gift you got from someone that's just that you are not making good use of? It could just be as simple as a gift, that you might need to leverage on. The another leverage point can be a book. I've seen people before I started talking about finance and all that, I just stumbled on one of my past editorial columns like some years back, about 10 years ago, and I realized I've been writing on finance and purpose for a very long time, talent, finance, things like that. Then I realized that one way or the other, books have always come around me that I've always read. Just innocently, I just read book on finance, read book on leadership, read book on skill acquisition, read book on motivational books, self-discovery books. I just read them. I don't buy them. I don't own them. So I just see a friend who has, can I just go through this? I just go through it casually. I used to remember I used to be with a firm then, that there was a library of books, and then all of a sudden I saw some motivational financial books, and I started borrowing them from the library. I return. And that was about the first time I came across such a book as Think and Grow Rich. And that singular book sparked up a whole lot in me. And that book, ever since I read it, started making me investing in books. Now I have a small library. I won't say a big library, a small library of books on finance, on motivations, on leadership, on business as a whole, marketing, and all that. Why? Because I've discovered that I have gotten more from acquisition of books. I've been able to develop myself. I've been able to develop my knowledge base. I've been able to improve on what I know naturally and build on that through books. For a young lad who might just have some sparks but doesn't have books to push it up, he or she might not be able to leverage on it. I got access to a book, Think and Grow Rich. And I also remember I got this particular book, which is a popular financial book. Almost everybody would have read. If you have not read it, you definitely want to read it. The Rich Dad Poor Dad by the great Robert Kiyosaki. They were about the first two finance books I read. And then those books turned around my mindset. And then I realized beyond the little nudgings I was getting inside of me, they were way bigger dimensions of this finance. And I realized they were, in fact, materials I can use to build up on the foundation I read about leadership once, and that transformed a whole lot of things in them. Somebody came across a magazine, and that became what turned around things for him. So a book can become a leverage. A simple information, a single line of a book, a simple sentence in a book. There's this other book I love so much. The Richest Man in Babylon. A single line in that book has helped me greatly improve my finances. Even when things were tough, there was a principle I learned from it that helped me greatly. And then I've been applying it, and I've been telling a lot of people to apply it. And that principle was pay yourself first. So you don't pay the government, you pay yourself first. And pay yourself first means retaining at least a 10% of whatever it is you are making and keeping it to yourself like an investment, savings that becomes investment for you. So no matter how things get, you want to do that. So because of that single idea in book, I remember I was outside my comfort zone for some months while doing a program. And because of that singular line that is something, no matter how little, that you must set aside for yourself. You must set aside for yourself. And that helped me sustain through that season while I was trying to lay my hands on other things. So a book can be your leverage point. So if you are not used to reading books before now, it's about time you want to start reading books on purpose, books on finance, books on self-discovery, books that will help boost your morale. See, when you come across good books, like good books, they transform your life, in fact, at a very fast pace. There might be books you have to buy, there might be books you have to borrow, there might be books you have to say. I have friends, we exchange books. You've bought this, I have this, let's exchange, let me read this, let me read that. And then you just pick the knowledge in it and you get going. So a book, as simple as it is, as easy as it is for you to get, either PDF form or the hard copy, can become something that others. There might just be one line of information you pick from a book that transforms your finances completely, that transforms your opportunity completely, that bets an idea in you, that turns you into a world performer. So the question is, how well are you doing with books? Are you the one who loves to read? I remember I came across a quote some years back. All leaders are readers, but not all readers end up leaders. But if you will see a good and a great leader, he is someone who is definitely whom you will see with books. Very, very intimate with reading books. They finish one, they pick up another. They finish one, they pick up another. Why? In books, you learn from experience of others. You learn things that work for others, and then you're able to capitalize on those informations and get better results for yourself. Access can also become a leverage point for you. Access. We've spoken about a gift, a simple gift. We've spoken about a book. Now, access. The only thing that might give you advantage above others might just be that you have access to a piece of information someone else does not have. Like the illustration we did last week, one person went through the stairs, another person went through the elevator. The other person now says that there's something called an elevator that can help you get up faster than you are doing now. That might just be it. So your access might be to information, your access could be to people. So you might know someone who loves what you are doing and then is willing to invest it portfolio management company called K8 Homes. And then I realized, having joined, I started going through my contact, and then I could sieve out, okay, I think this person is interested in real estate investment. This person is interested in an investment of this category. This person is interested in an investment worth this amount. But if I don't have such people in my contact list, I could keep posting for years and nobody will buy a single land from me, not to even talk of a complete property. But when I have access to people who can either purchase land or purchase a structure that is already standing, it becomes easy for me to sell. So the little thing I say, the little advert I do, makes those people who I have access to see what I am doing, and they are willing to do business with me. So if you have content, if you have things to dish out, but you don't have access to the right set of people who can patronize you, the chances of you not making sales, of you not earning from what you are doing, is high. So you want to begin to look at, what are those things I have access to? Who are those personalities I have access to? How can I leverage on these people and right set of people and be making a mess of those assets? And you can have access to the right set of information and make no good use of that information. It's as simple as a deaf person who is seeing people running, and is saying, okay, since they are running, I'll just wait to see what's making them run. You see people running, you've gotten an access to an information. The first thing you want to do is first get shelter. If a thousand people cannot be running in this direction for no reason, and you are deciding that because you are there, if you want to go this way, you must find a way to first route, get shelter, see what is chasing them, and see if it is something you can confront or not. So you can have access to the right information, have access to the right places, have access to the right personalities. But if you don't make good use of that access, if you don't leverage on those things you have access to, the likelihood of you not making anything happen for yourself are high. So a gift can become your leverage point. A book can become your leverage point. Access to people, things, and places can become your leverage point. If I can get into a religious house to run a campaign, for instance, he who does not have anything to do in that religious house might not be able to get there. And because he cannot get there, the chances of me being seen and being voted for in that religious house are higher than you who cannot access it. So, what are the places and the people and the things you have access to that you know that if you make good use of those opportunities, if you make good use of those leverage points, you will be able to fulfill your purpose even faster and better, and also become financially free? There is no point selling to beggars, begging beggars to buy from you, when you can easily sell to kings whom you have easy access to. There is no point trying to force an enemy to become a friend when you have a friend that also knows the direction to where you are going. There is no point struggling to go on bike when you have the ticket and the visa that can make you fly on plane. The question now is, this thing, this person, this individual, this personality, this information I have access to, what am I going to do with it? What are you doing with those things you have access with? Do you have access to? This is where I'm going to leave us for today. Or let me just add one more, and then we'll come back to discuss more on begin to look down inside of you, begin to look well around you, and begin to see those things you can leverage on. One can just be a device, as simple as a device might be. A simple power bank, like a simple power bank, can become an advantage for you. If I send two people an email, for instance, that has to do with them resuming for a job just the next minute or just the next day, and for one reason or the other, these two personalities are in an environment where power just went out. For instance, national grid just happens. There's a collapse of the national grid, and then there's not just power. The one with power bank, the chances of him seeing the message before the one without a power bank are higher. So the chances of the one who has a simple power bank device, to see an email that is calling him for an interview the following day are higher than the one who also has a bigger phone, but the battery is out. A simple device might become what becomes an advantage to you. A simple device. You could have something in you, something on you, something with you right now that you are not capitalizing on. A device that can make a difference for you. Somebody might just have a camera by mistake and he's not making good use of that camera. Somebody might just have a mic, you just hang it, and that mic might just make your voice clearer than that of your competitors. That settles it. A simple device, a simple device. The one who has a phone that can connect to the internet, the chances of him or her speaking as I'm speaking now and reaching millions of souls around the world is higher than the one who can say better things than the first person, can deliver more things than this first person, but does not have a simple phone to connect him to the internet. At best, he will be speaking to those in his community. If he's not careful, he might just be speaking to himself inside his room. Why? Because he doesn't have a simple device, as simple as a phone, that can televise whatever he's saying to the world. The question is, these things that you have around you, these things that you have with you, these things you have on you that you can capitalize on and make better use of, why are you not making the most of them? If you begin to look at these things and begin to leverage on them one after the other and you are consistent about it, the chances of you achieving your purpose faster and doing it much more better than you would have with your natural strength are higher. And if your purpose can be achieved, can be fulfilled more faster and better, then why waste so much time trying to do in a lifetime what might cost you 70 years, 70 lifetimes of doing? You don't have to walk from one city to another when there is a means for you to travel either by road in a vehicle or by air in a plane. The question is, do you know those things around you can leverage on? And how are you going to begin to leverage on them from this day so that your purpose can be fulfilled and then you become better, much more fulfilled, much more free financially? It could be a gift, it could be a book, it could be a device, and it could be access. Whatever it is that you know you need to begin to leverage on from today to get better results, the time starts now. Till I come your way again, I need you to stay financially safe. I need you to remain financially fit. I want you to stay in the financial space. I need you to remember that you need to do whatever it is that it takes, whatever it is that is legally and morally right, that it takes you to become financially free. You must do it. You just must do it. As far as it is morally right and it is legally acceptable, you just must do it. Why? Because a generation is counting on you and you cannot afford to fail that generation. So till when next you hear from me, I need to hit the subscribe button, share this with as many people as possible in your community. Let them also hit the subscribe button. Let's build the community together and let us also become people who fulfill purpose and become financially free. Stay safe. I remain Adekunle Adewumi. Kids, love you. Bye.